When you live alone, make sure you're the only one with a key. I was a university student looking for an affordable place to stay near campus. Money was tight, so when I found a small room at cheap rent, I took it without much hesitation. The landlord was a middle-aged man who lived alone. He seemed polite, kept to himself, and never gave me a reason to feel uneasy. The only odd thing about him was how exhausted he always looked. At first, everything seemed normal. I settled in, got used to my routine, and barely interacted with him, beyond the occasional small talk in the hallway. But then strange things started happening, subtle, almost unnoticeable things. My closet door slightly opened when I was sure I had shut it. Items on my desk, just a little out of place. I told myself I was imagining things. Maybe I was in a rush and forgot. Maybe I was just overthinking. But then I started feeling uneasy at night. It wasn't just the usual creaks of an old house settling. It was something else. Sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night with the unsettling feeling that someone had been there, watching. Yet every morning, the door remained locked. No signs of forced entry, but something was wrong. I could feel it. That night, I placed a thin strip of tape in the door frame, barely noticeable where the door met the frame. If the door opened even slightly, the tape would tear. Morning came. I checked the tape first thing. My heart sank. It was torn. Someone had been inside. But who and why? My fingers trembled uncontrollably as I called the authorities. When they arrived, they knocked on my landlord's door. That's when I saw it. A small piece of turquoise fabric in the corner of his home. My missing handkerchief. My blood ran cold. The landlord, this exhausted, quiet man, started panicking. His face went pale, and he began swearing through tears that he had nothing to do with it, and he didn't know why my handkerchief was there. Who on earth would believe him? He was the only other person with the key to my room. The police pulled up the recording. My landlord looked confused. Then his face drained of color, and his eyes locked onto the screen, unblinking. A shadowy figure, face carefully concealed, moved through the footage, silent, deliberate. He didn't hesitate. He went straight for the kettle. He poured something in. Then he took the keys and disappeared into the hallway. The authorities rushed my poor landlord to the hospital, and an investigation was launched to find the man. The landlord and I were so terrified that we couldn't sleep for days. At least not until the man was found and taken in. Even then, we remained on edge. The landlord spent a fortune upgrading the security system, ensuring that not even a bug could get in unnoticed. My rent is still low, though. When you live alone, stay cautious. Trust your instincts. Check your doors. Check your locks, because you might not be as alone as you think.